History is not only what is written, it's what is remembered and what is erased. For generations, one story was told, while another was buried. The African American experience is not a footnote. It is the foundation, built in the shadows, brilliant in silence, resilient under pressure. These are the voices left out of textbooks, the communities erased from maps, the brilliance history forgot. This is not a rewrite of the past, it is the missing truth. To understand America, we must finally see it whole.
Segregated shores, America's beaches and resorts. Along America's sunlit shores, freedom once ended at the water's edge. During the Jim Crow era, African Americans were systematically barred from most public beaches, hotels, and resorts. Segregation laws, and the violence that enforced them, made rest, recreation, and even ocean air a privilege denied. But exclusion did not erase the human need for joy, dignity, and escape. So Black communities built their own. From coastlines and lake shores to tucked-away resort towns, African Americans created spaces where families could swim without fear, dance without restraint, and breathe without apology. These beaches and resorts became sanctuaries, places of laughter, music, romance, and renewal, where Black life could exist fully, even under the shadow of segregation. They were more than vacation spots. They were acts of resistance. This is the story of those hidden shorelines and summer havens, of resilience shaped by exclusion and beauty born from necessity. This is the history of segregated beaches and resorts, and the communities that transformed them into symbols of freedom. This multi-episode series will tell the history of 12 segregated beaches and resorts, and the communities that transformed them into symbols of freedom. American Beach, Bruce's Beach, Buckrow Beach, Carr's Beach, Chicken Bone Beach, Highland Beach, Idlewild, Oak Bluffs, Pleasure Island, Sag Harbor, the Ink Well, and Virginia Key Beach. Freedom is often imagined as loud, marches, speeches, confrontation. But some of the most powerful expressions of freedom are quiet. Along the shores of Maryland's Chesapeake Bay exists a place built not in protest, but in purpose. Not as a temporary escape, but as a permanent declaration. This is Highland Beach. A Black-owned seaside community born from exclusion, sustained by intention, and preserved through generations. In the late 1800s, segregation shaped every detail of American life, including rest. African Americans were routinely barred from white-owned beaches along the Chesapeake. Denied entry, harassed, humiliated. Even prominent Black families were turned away. One such moment would change history. In 1893, Charles Remond Douglas, son of Frederick Douglass, was denied service at a nearby beach resort. Rather than argue for access, he chose ownership. That decision gave birth to Highland Beach. Charles Douglas purchased beachfront land and invited Black families to do something radical for the time. Buy property, build homes, stay. Highland Beach was not designed as an amusement resort. There were no boardwalk rides, no crowds. It was designed as a refuge, a place of dignity, privacy, and permanence. Families constructed cottages meant to last generations. children grew up returning to the same shoreline year after year. This was not temporary relief from segregation. This was Black ownership made visible. Highland Beach attracted a distinct population: Black doctors, educators, lawyers, civil servants. These were families who understood the long view, that land ownership was protection, legacy, and power. Highland Beach became a gathering place for Black excellence, where conversations about politics, education, and civil rights unfolded over quiet walks and shared meals. It was not isolation. It was incubation, a space where Black leadership could rest and prepare. Highland Beach did not survive by accident. Residents organized. They established rules. They protected their shoreline. Eventually, Highland Beach incorporated as an official town, one of the few Black-governed beachfront municipalities in the nation. In an era when Black Americans were denied political power, Highland Beach quietly practiced it. There were no marches here, no headlines, just Black citizens governing themselves. Successfully. That, too, was resistance. As time passed, the surrounding region grew. Property values soared. Developers circled. Many Black coastal communities were lost to displacement and sale. Highland Beach survived because residents understood the stakes. Land was not just real estate. It was inheritance. Through legal protection, zoning control, and collective resolve, Highland Beach resisted the forces that erased so many others. Highland Beach reminds us that Black history is not only about reaction, it is about vision. It is about building something so solid that it does not need to shout. Here, freedom was not demanded. It was constructed, plot by plot, generation by generation. The shoreline still stands. The homes remain. And the lesson endures. This is Highland Beach. This is the African American experience.